In this video, I want to talk to you about how updates are made in software. So every website, every application, mobile application, desktop application, any type of software you use is made up of code. So just think of it of like a file, like a Word file, but like a file of codes, a folder of folders of code, and that makes up that software. And websites are constantly evolving. Like you see Facebook, for example, has constantly evolved a ton since it first launched. And how are these changes made? And Facebook, it's not just one guy coding it. They have teams, hundreds, thousands of developers working on it. So how do they make these updates to the software? And it's not like you do a renovation in your bathroom, you close it down, it can't be used, you fix it up, and you use it. In software, the software is still working, it's still ongoing. You can't really close down. You can. I've seen it before, but it's uncommon to. You don't have to close things down to make updates for it. So how it works is that since all the software is made out of code, when a developer makes an update to it, they take a snapshot of that code. We call it a branch of that code. So just a copy of the current version of the code files you have. And once they have this copy or this branch, then they write out lines of code to add the new feature that they want to have. They write it out, and then they test it in their local computer to see if it works properly. Then they test it in a deployed staging instance, and this is something that mimics, because the code works locally, but they usually outsource the computers or the servers for it to be used, and then they test it out being served to staging, and then after staging, they once everything's working as they want, they have to integrate that copy of code back to the main production code. And when you branch it, you merge it back together, sometimes there can be conflicts because someone else might have worked on the code you worked on, and you have to integrate those conflicts. And then if there are no conflicts, you merge it back together, and it's all good. Generally, you want to make these updates as small as possible. So if there's problems with the updates, you can revert back to a previous version of what you've done before. And then once you make the change, you go into the next ticket to add the next feature you want to add. So that's the process of what you do. You create a branch of the current code, you code out the feature, you test it, and then you merge back your branch of the code back to the main production you merge it back to the main production. So let's talk about this a little bit further. Like, how can we apply this methodology to life? Because in life, we are constantly evolving, we constantly are wanting to pursue different goals we have, and things don't just change overnight. We have to make small incremental changes over long periods of time to make it work. And then we have to experiment. We have to create a copy. We have to take into account where we are now. Like, we take a branch of the code, and then we try to add a new thing. We experiment, play things around, just a snapshot of what we have. And then once we realize it works, we integrate that back in your life. So you can do this to add any new habit you want to do, add it to any endeavor you have. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, the process of adding changes to software and how you can apply it to life. Thank you so much for watching. My name's David. I'm a freelance web developer based out of Las Vegas. If you need help with a website, web app, SaaS app, if you're learning how to code and you need help, feel free to message me about what you're working on, any challenges you have, any questions you have, and I can see how I can help. Thank you.